Civilization 6. We're just gonna start jumping right into things. Activate Jane Austen. And we'll create Pride and Prejudice for us. We're going to renew our alliance with Mr. Basil II and form a cultural alliance. Ask for some money. Oh, and he's happy to give it. Well, what if I ask for some diplomatic favor? Okay. So, this, is my first attempt at building a little soundproofing barrier around the mic, which, is, very jury-rigged together, so if at some point there is a, well, actually you won't hear any sort of clattering and clashing because I'll edit it out, but, I mean, I'll leave it in, but quiet, so if you hear some very quiet clashing and crashing and swearing, then, you'll know that my little jury-rigged soundproofing system of, balanced up foam and multiple pillars and then some, batting around it. Adam Smith, what do? You give us a governor, or you can make a corporation. I don't feel we're in desperate need of governors right now, so... Oops. So maybe not a bad idea to, just go ahead and use him. But if we take a look at our merchants... we could buy this merchant to get a bit more gold from our farms and cities with governors. Interesting. I'm not sure what I want to do with Adam Smith right now. I'm gonna... He'll skip his turn. That's fine. We still do have a coal problem. If I destroy my ironclad, which I think I have an ironclad somewhere out there in the world, that should get me back into the positives in terms of coal. We lost Kelania, suzerainty of it. Tonight I am drinking some tea. Ow! It's still very hot. Okay. I'm gonna let that keep cooling for a bit. It's peppermint tea. Let's look at this. So the University of Sankor, I think, is a pretty cool looking wonder. I don't know much about it specifically in real life. I think it's a madrasa, which is like a center for Islamic learning. I think that's the case, but I could very, very well be wrong. I'm not confident in that. There's a little barbarian camp over there. Let's just... I don't know. First off, let's buy this great merchant. I kind of want to get a bit more gold from our cities with established governors. Which, that being the case, it would behoove us to use Adam Smith's ability to get another governor title. So in that case, we're going to do exactly that. $191, $253. Kilwa, Kisiwani. Melindy is giving me $389. Wowzers. Okay. So replaceable parts. And then here we'll grab the Renaissance walls, followed by a sewer. Followed by, I guess, a water park is the only thing we can build. We should really try to get some more of these wonders. There's so many left on the board here from earlier eras that would be pretty easy to get. So, I need to get a little closer to the mic. My little tower that I've built here does make it a bit hard to see over the mic because it's not well built. So, this is definitely a prototype version. And then grab another hero because heroes give heroic relics which give tourism. And we like tourism, yes we do. So, you're gonna run down here and get us some of these antiquity sites pulled up. This builder can go there. Build me a fishing boat on those crabs. Any great people that we want. Oh wow. Oh wow, wow, wow. We need this great merchant. And we can very easily get them. I think. Yeah, they're only getting 5 per turn. So we can buy them. Because this gives us plus 50% tourism from wonders, seaside resorts, and ski resorts. And we have a lot of wonders, and hopefully are going to keep building them. And a couple of seaside resorts. We don't have any ski resorts because we haven't unlocked them yet, but we'll get there. This fish doesn't have a jahazi on it. Or, not a jahazi, I said jahazi, but I meant fishing boat. My tea bag burst a little bit, so my tea has some little peppermint bits floating around in it. Not the end of the world. Let's check. Siam is leading science, we're leading culture, and we're doing pretty well. I'm not feeling too concerned. I think we just kind of keep on keeping on with what we're doing, and we'll get there soon enough. We're all about gold. We're going gold all the time. We'll go Constantinople. When I was a kid, I don't know if, what do you do? Oh, you're that person that, gives me a little bit more gold. Honestly, not really a good use of them, because, they, just like, the gold that we're going to be getting from, those 2% bonuses from, governor promotions, probably will never catch up to the amount of money that we spent on them, but that's fine. That's honestly, sort of the fun of, you get to a point in games where, like, you make your own fun, right? The fun isn't always winning. I mean, it's a bit of a cliche thing to say, right? But it's like, if you had fun, then you won, or whatever. But, doing things optimally every game is like, okay, yeah, I can just win every game by doing the same things over and over again, but you like to switch it up. Do interesting things every now and again. Let's get, gotta look for, okay, we'll send you here. Dig up this artifact. And then, you can just auto-explore. I don't care about you. wouldn't mind getting that back. We lost Rapa Nui, we lost Galania. Great works of art and writing for more faith and culture. Okay. Sri Kestra, holy sites, give food. Samarkand is good, but we don't have enough envoys to get it back. Let's take back Katarkama. Oops, I forgot to buy the great merchant that I wanted to buy. Get him next turn. Anyway, what I was saying a little while ago before I got sidetracked, as I normally do. Constantinople. Okay, actually, to be quite frank, I don't know for sure that's how you say it. I think that's how you say it. Constantinople. Or is it Constantinople? I don't know. Well, this is relevant to the story actually because when I was a kid, you know, you haven't heard these things said out loud, and apparently I can't remember how it's actually said because I can't remember right now. But you've heard these things said out loud, or you know, that's how you learn to actually pronounce them. But when you have only read them, you just sort of have to guess. You know, you might have had that experience at some point with something. Wow, I should have sent some gold their way and gotten an easy win there. So anyway, I read the what were those books called? It was called like Behemoth and Leviathan and stuff. I don't remember what the name of the trilogy was. I believe it was a trilogy. Ada Lovelace. She's alright, but doesn't really synergize with our ability to double her use. Okay. Oh no, I know what we wanted there. We wanted to stick a theater square there. Although, we should just buy one. This music that's playing right now is beautiful. I want to know what it is. Sewer, Seaport, Stock Exchange. Alliteration. So, you know, maybe you know what books I'm talking about, or maybe you don't. They're some of my favorite books from when I was a kid. And, you know, maybe a bit in that, like, YA fiction sort of space, but I don't know, I feel like YA fiction has a connotation to it that is, like, weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm just inventing that in my head. But do some quick deals here, make some more money, if we even can. Yeah, 20 turns. So it was a really cool little fantasy series where basically it was like World War I, but if there's an alternate history where technology was more advanced in sort of that like mechanized way, like mech suits and stuff. Wow, you really want to make this deal, huh? Okay, I'll do that. Give me a lot of money. Grants 2 jeans, Levi's trousers. So you had like mech suits walking around, but you also had the other path that, like Britain, for instance. I remember Britain was this way, was like biological to serve as war machines and as tools. So like, instead of a zeppelin, they had this big whale that was like inflated, and they would fly around on it like it was a zeppelin. And one of the main characters was on that zeppelin. But this is all to get to the point that in the book, again, it's World War I, so you've got things like the Ottoman Empire at play, and at one point they go to Istanbul, which I think is. But anyway, they go to Istanbul, and of course at that time, it's called it's called this word, this name that I apparently don't know how to pronounce, and so my guess for how to say it, the way that I would say it when I read the book, when I had to say it out loud, was I would call it Constantinople. Yeah, that was it, Constantinople. Which isn't, maybe not a humiliation by any means, but a grab Levi's Strauss, get some jeans. Who doesn't want jeans? Everybody loves jeans. I think all of our harbors are basically fully equipped at this point, so Horatio Nelson really isn't particularly necessary. But what he will do is give an extra gold to a pillar tomb somewhere. Constantinople, yeah. So anyway, that's that. That's all. The entirety of the story was just I pronounced the word weird. But that's a long name, so you can't blame me too badly for that one. I suppose you can blame me for still not knowing how it's pronounced. Let me look at these yields, though. A science, 3 culture, a faith, 4 food, 2 production, 3 gold, and I don't even have a fishing boat on it because I'm a fool. Alright, I think my tea has cooled down a bit. I'll take a sip. Okay, yeah, that's good.
I only understand friendship or scorched earth.
Get any tourism from something. I think we have some cards that can give us tourism by this point. I haven't really been paying attention to what we've been researching. Tourism from great works of art and artifacts. Sure, plug that in. It's not going to get as much at this point, but still good. Here's our ironclad. Oh wait, we're back at positive coal consumption. It's always good to be producing positive amounts of coal. We'll put an oil power plant in here to help ease the burden of our coal resources a bit. Sydney Opera House. Yeah, that's worth doing. Okay. Breslov. One of the truly worst city-states. Okay, Samarkand gives us a big boost to our science. I mean, wow, a big boost. That's like plus 100, I think. Okay, plus 91.5 from recruited Greek people. Samarkand gives plus 5 plus something. What is it? Plus 2% science for each great person earned. Okay. Activate Horatio Nelson. Activating Horatio Nelson. I need some more Jazzies out and about. Oh yeah, baby. This is the Australia music. I love this. Oh, you know what? I bet they gave this to the Anangu because I believe that they are they're from Australia. They're like indigenous residents there. And God, is there anything cooler than the didgeridoo? I mean, like, that is just an amazing instrument. I love it so much. I just adore its sound. Let's sell our jeans. Who wants to buy some jeans? Poundmaker, my dearest friend. Okay, we'll get our flood barrier, then our walls, and then our sewer, and then our seaport. Then some traders. Okay, we need another artifact. So you go up there and get me one. Just grab me this instead. Okay, so it looks like this ironclad isn't. Oh, wait. Okay. We lost Catalhoyuk. What do they do? Where are they? I don't even see them here. Am I? Oh, there they are. Receive. Oh, they're luxuries. I want them back. Train a pike and shot. Can we even do that at this point? Have we not progressed past the need for... There we go. Pike and shot. Got him. Okay. And we recover an artifact from Katna. Some plate armor lost at sea. Nicomedia, Thessalonica, Edessa, Antioch, Constantinople, Nicaea. These Byzantium city names are pretty cool. And I'm not not very well versed in world history generally, but I have a bit more familiarity than I do with oh, what's this? Oh, they made a national park. Look at that. I feel like I never see AI make national parks.
Chemists do not usually stutter.
Okay, we don't need the spike and shot. So we're just gonna get rid of him. It was 1,000 gold for an envoy, basically, and you ask me, that's a good deal. We'll get rocketry. So that we can go to the moon. Who doesn't want to go to the moon? Everybody wants to go to the moon. Okay. Got a bunch of gold. We could get John Spilsbury. And we will, because all I care about in this world are amenities. That's the one thing I care about. Amenities, amenities, amenities. I would like to destroy this this ironclad because it's draining my coal resources. Whoops. Oh. The medieval era, okay. Matthew Perry. Oh, right. We're taking over Lima. Matthew Perry is he was an admiral, I believe, in the Navy. What does Lima do? Your city's may build one more district than the population would allow if it has a campus. Plus 20% production towards campus districts. That's fine. I won't turn my nose up at that. Wow, 9 gold from this one tile. How much does a Jahazi cost? Almost 2,000 gold. Okay, well, we'll keep our eyes open for buying more of those. Matthew Perry was, admiral, I think. Regardless, he was a big wig in the Navy. During the opening of Japan, after its period of isolationism, that lasted from well, technically I think they were trading with the Dutch, but mostly isolationism. I'm definitely gonna get this. I think it was 1600s. I'm just gonna keep it vague and say 1600s to the 1800s. Japan was largely isolated. Not by any sort of it was intentional. They were intentionally isolating themselves. They were pursuing a policy of isolationism and refusing to trade with outside powers. Then we lose Samarkand again. We did. How tiresome. And so Matthew Perry was the American spearhead, you might say, that forced Japan to open up under threat of violence, basically an occupation. Campus districts provide tourism. Well, I want that. I want that for sure. So that's who Matthew Perry was. He probably did other things too, but the sort of colonialist expansion of American trading interests is what I would say he's most remembered for. I've always loved mint. Again, I'm drinking mint tea right now. That's why I bring it up. But I've just always been a fan of everything mint. I like those Andes mint chocolates. As a kid, nothing would make me happier than if you go out to dinner. They leave little mint chocolates. The little Andes chocolates on your bill. Of course, it was always a terrible Jagadish Chandra Bose triggers the eureka moment for one random technology from the modern era and for radio and telecommunications, or finishes the technology if they're already triggered. I think we already have those, don't we? Well, we have radio. Anyway, I think that might have been a bit of a waste of we should have passed on that great scientist, but that's fine. We'll just go ahead and go use them now. His Jahazi needs to go here. This ironclad can go to sleep. And you know, it's also, of course, a terrible disappointment whenever they brought out like crappy little, you know, those like chalky mints or stuff like that. Something that wasn't really good. You know, something that just kind of made you gag. What do we want? Maybe an encampment. Because if we get an encampment, we can build a wonder next to it. Like the Forbidden City, or not the Forbidden City, the Terracotta Army. There might be a restriction about that one not being on desert. Renaissance era. Wilhelmina. Like, my favorite ice cream flavor is mint chocolate chip. I like the mint chocolate combination. I have to be bougie here though. Mint chocolate chip ice cream, like, I'm very particular about it. Well, I wouldn't say I'm very particular about it. I just like the good stuff. I like high quality mint chocolate chip because, I mean, here's the defining factor, right? If it's green, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be gross. If it's like that green mint chocolate stuff, it's not gonna be good. And it's not because, you know, green food coloring that I'm assuming they put in there to make it green. You know, green. Well, I guess they don't. I think on the ingredients list they don't have greens there, do they? It would just be like blue 52 and yellow 31, right? That's those like artificial dyes that are probably killing us. Donatello, my friend, do you still have nowhere to put your artwork? Yeesh, that's rough. Let's see if we can remedy that. Buy you an art museum. Just like the real Donatello, I'm a patron for him. Yeah, we're just raking in the great admirals this game. Look at a campus. Not because we particularly care about having a campus at this point in time, but because they give us a bit of tourism from this great person that we'll go ahead and buy right now. Gain 500 gold. John Jacob Master. He's a sucky one. Oh, you can just activate anywhere. Okay. Well then go down to Eindhoven and we'll activate you. So yeah, it's not like those food colorings add any flavor, I'm sure, but it's a sign of the low quality, right? It's a sign that I'm sure you could find me a green and chocolate chip ice cream somewhere that was good, but for the most part, if it's green, that's just a sign that it's going to be bad. So, yeah. Also, I was in, went to London a couple of years ago, on a study abroad, and I went to the Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, which is the recreation. Let's put in some of these, plug in some of these cards. Any of these good? Not really. I guess we'll just take the bit of extra science. And we'll plug in this bonus. professional sports, and then we're going to go for democracy. Because professional sports will allow us to start putting ski resorts in our territory. So anyway, Shakespeare's Globe is a recreation of the Globe Theatre that Shakespeare's plays, a lot of them, premiered and were performed in back in the 1600s, and it's as sort of as close a recreation as they could get. They dug up the foundations. They found the foundations of the globe. I'm pretty sure it's the globe, maybe it's the rose. But there's some place in London where you can go and look at the actual sort of foundations lined on the ground. It was under like a parking garage or something, I think. But anyway, some rich dude was like, let's rebuild this in the modern era. Rebuild the Globe Theatre. And so they did. And now it is the home of Shakespeare plays. They do Shakespeare plays there. And it's pretty awesome, I gotta say. I mean, I'm a theater guy, so, that is my, bias, or whatever you want to say, but I was, giddy about it. I was so excited, to be there, and, be standing in this place that just had such a resonance to it, with how monumentally significant Shakespeare is to theater history and to world history generally. Yeah, we'll have to get rid of one of these. So we'll get rid of this one. And it hurts the appeal. I feel like honestly that was probably a bad idea. Lost a lot of tourism just for the sake of some doing these science projects that aren't really going to behoove us in the long run because we're going for a tourism victory. So anyway, it's like one of the most memorable experiences. Just standing there, waiting for the first play that I saw there. I saw a bunch of plays there. The first play that I ever saw there was Henry the Fourth, Part 1. Or Henry V, I mean. I think it's 5. The one Prince Hal. I think he's the son of Henry the Fourth. Anyway, but one of the plays that I saw there was The Merry Wives of Windsor, which is not a Shakespeare play that I really enjoy. I mean, it's fine. I don't love it. It's not one of his best. And for that play, they had it all. If you're unfamiliar with what these stages looked like back in Shakespeare's day, you would walk into the theater, and the stage would be jutting out into set you on Auto Explorer, and the stage would be jutting out into a little courtyard. So it's like you walk into this sort of ring. Imagine a building that is literally just a ring with a large courtyard in the center. And then, I'm not selling you my coal. And then in the middle of that courtyard, jutting out from one of the walls of the ring, is a rectangular stage. And so the audience would, back in the day, would walk into that courtyard and they would crowd around the stage and they'd all be on this, this ground with like nutshells and stuff, just covering the ground, right? I think they ate like, they definitely didn't eat peanuts, but there was like a nut that they would eat, like a little snack food, I think. If I'm remembering from the little, like, you know how in textbooks they have like the little factoid boxes.
Yeah. Here is one. Put down to earth and fixed for the wonder of ages.
There we have our Taj Mahal. I'd like to see the Taj Mahal one day. So the audience would be crowded around this, but that's where all the poor people would be, right? And they were called the groundlings because they were standing on the ground. In contrast to the people up in the ring, so in that building, right? That's the ring around the courtyard. There were balconies there, little seating areas. You could sit in the ring and look down on the stage. And so, if you were rich, you would be up in the balconies. Well, if you were wealthier, you know, you would be up in the balconies. If you were just average Joe Schmo, there to watch the new Shakespeare play, then not what they sounded like. But if you're, you know, there on a budget, you would be down with the groundlings on the messy floor, probably covered in, you know, human waste and food scraps and things like that. Or maybe I'm judging them too harshly. And if you were really, really rich, you would be up above the stage itself in the seating area there. And it was the place of like the highest status. It was the most expensive seats because you could be seen there. So it was a status symbol of people would be looking at you up there. So there I go on another tangent, but the Merry Wives of Windsor, we walk in to see the show. You know, they open the doors, and by the way, I was a groundling for every show that I saw there, except for one. I saw 12th Night, which is, I think, it's a fine show. It's just overdone. You know, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just like, come on, let's see some other plays, please. I went and saw 12th Night, and I'll buy this Grape Merchant. I'll hire this one. I have another one to hire. Oh wow, we got a lot of great people this turn. So you can go down there, activate. Donatello needs to wake up and spring into action. Does this place have it does have a theater square. You go there. Ode to Joy. And then we're gonna need another. Okay, down there. I saw 12th Night. It was their traveling company, and they were performing. They had 3 shows in their rotation. They had 12th Night, and they had oh boy, can't remember. It's a Greek play, not a Shakespeare one. They had another one, Pericles, and then there was one more Shakespeare play I believe that they had, which I'm not recalling at the moment. But it was an audience choice night, and so it was kind of fun because you showed up and you didn't know what you were going to see. Instead, they walked out on a stage and they said, here are 3 options. Cheer when we say the one that you want us to perform. And so the one that got the loudest cheers won, and they performed that one. And sadly, it was 12th Night. movies. I can't remember what the other one was. So, what do we want here next? Maybe an entertainment complex. Ludwig, go over here to compose another joyous symphony. John Jacob Astor will go here. Make me a corporation. So, I've been trying to tell this one story for a million years about the Mint. Remember, that's where I started this. So, we're going to see Merry Wives of Windsor. You walk in, and they have set up around the stage like a whole garden area. There's all these plants clustered around the stage, and the cast members are like walking around saying hello, doing little gags with people and stuff. And taking a sip of tea. Good tea. And I was talking to one of the cast members, and she, we got democracy.
Women, their rights, and nothing less.
Okay. Let's fill in our new policy options here. The question is, what do we want to put in? We could grab market economy, and then we'll grab mercantile legacy. Okay. Anyway, the cast member that I was talking to, I'm just gonna get to the end of the story, but first we're gonna kill Oya so that we can immediately get her heroic relic. And then we'll go to near future governance. And then we'll build a campus here. The cast member ripped some of the mint leaves off of a plant, a mint plant, obviously. That was in that little garden area, and gave some mint leaves to me. Told me to put it in my tea later that day. But I don't think any of them got home because I was just munching on them the whole show. I do enjoy munching on mint leaves. The best mint chocolate chip ice cream I've ever had. Was at a place called Rockwell's, I believe is the name of it, and it is in Utah. I think it's like a Utah-based ice cream company. Maybe it might be bigger, it might be sort of more Western in general, but their mint chocolate chip ice cream had actual like mint leaves. A lot of mint ice creams, it's sort of that more processed mint flavor. And this one was like actual mint flavor, like you had just taken a wow, look at this, great engineer. Plantations provide +2 food, +2 gold, and +1 production. That's amazing. Could you even imagine that with Simone Bolivar? Because Simone Bolivar gets a bunch of is that the only industrial zone that's, oh no, you can go there. Simone Bolivar gets improvements that make his plantations better. So there would be some mighty sexy plantations coming out of Simon Bolivar with that great engineer and the mausoleum in Halicarnassus. I don't need that destroyer. It's just going to be a drain on my oil supplies. Monocorp, Opal, Zaibatsu. Let's take a peek at our world rankings to see how we're doing. Okay, well, it says 85 turns, so that's not ideal, but we'll be getting there sooner than that, no doubt. Part of the issue is we don't have a lot of territory. We're on all we're on this snaky continent, and so, oh boy, we're getting so many great people, it's crazy. We could probably buy some more too. Ooh, absorbs the city-state into your empire. We could take a city-state. I guess the question is if there's a city-state that we actually really want to bother taking. What does cotton do for us? Industrial zones maybe purchase faith and provide +1 production. So they're nice, but not like mind-bendingly so. Yeah, I think we're okay not having that great merchant, honestly. This guy does something with our, steel, right? You can go down there. Kilwaki Suwani is gonna need to get a National History Museum. And then a research lab. And then entertainment complex, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We're about to tick over to the next era. And we have very comfortably secured a golden age. We are at 285 out of 223. That's the last of my tea. You will be missed. Here's the deal, Jack. We gotta get more Jahazis out. It's embarrassing how few Jahazis I have out. herself would say. We're just taking every single great person that we get. So we're gonna buy a couple of Jahazies. Buy an aquatic center. Because it gives us a bit of tourism. Okay. A few Jahazies. Okay. Just chugging along, chugging along. A spy has eluded capture and has escaped my city of Malindi. But I think now that we're crossing into the new era, that's a good time to wrap the video up. It's a bit of a shorter one here, but I got to take off, so I'll wrap it up here, and then I think next time we should be able to finish it off. Yeah, of course, if this turn ever finishes loading. The world enters the modern era. And let's see.
War is not thawing. It is burning with a deadly heat.
Before I go, I'm gonna send these Jahazies out just to make sure I don't forget about them, you know. And then this Jahazi can go over there. Okay, I was hoping that we would get the one about tourism, the wish you were here one, but apparently not. Henry Bessemer, go there. What do you do?
There are three things extremely.
All right, so we can't build our Renaissance walls anymore because I just did that, but that's fine.
Dreams.
It matters not. Okay, well, that'll be that for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope that things are going very, very well for you. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.